This is the next video in our series of crash course how-to videos on how to record your podcast on Anchor. So last time I showed you how to just set up an account and record your audio. This video is going to focus on how to edit that audio and add some features to it to make it more like a complete podcast. So I've just logged back into Anchor, and in order to find the episode I was working on before, I am likely not going to see it right up top here. The easiest way to get to the audio to edit things is going to be to go up here where it says episodes. Once you click there, you should be able to see all of the different recordings that you've made. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my sample audio that I was working on in the last video. And in order to edit this audio, I'm going to have to scroll down on this page until I get to where it says episode segments, and I'm going to click on edit audio. Now, if you have not done this yet and you aren't looking at your episode, pause this video, go pull all of that up so that as I go through the different tools in this video, you can see it on a new tab for your own episode. Now, there are a couple things I can do. If I need to record a little bit more, I can start recording things and add more to my audio. If I have some things that I want to upload, I can also upload some things. And then what I'm going to show you today specifically are how to add music and how to add sound effects. So the first thing I want to do is show you how to split things and edit different pieces of audio. So I'm going to go over here to these three dots, and I'm going to click on Edit Audio in the segment that I want to mess with. Now this is my piece of audio here. One thing that you can do is listen through this audio and figure out where exactly you want to split things up. So I already know that right here, someone walked into my room and I want to cut that piece of audio out and just get what happened before and after that. So if I click right where I want it to be, I can scroll down and hit split. Now you'll notice that this created this purple line here that shows one piece of audio and then another piece of audio. Then that person left my room here and I picked up my recording again. So I'm going to go ahead and hit split again. So now I'm looking at essentially three different pieces of audio. I have a couple options. I can stop right here and just have three different segments to mess with, or since I want to cut this piece out, I can hit delete, and now my audio will play right through those two pieces. Now, if you're recording at home or recording in a school hallway or something like that, and there's some background noise and you're recording, I'd encourage you to just stop your recording, know that you can delete those things, and then pick it right back up when you're ready. So now that I have all of those segments done, I'm going to go ahead and go down to my bottom of my screen here where it says save. And I'm going to go ahead and do save as multiple segments. Now you'll see that I have split that audio into two separate pieces. My other option when I clicked save was to save as one segment. That means it would play all the way through in that episode and you wouldn't notice any breaks. However, I would like to add some music and some transitions to different parts of this. So for this first one, I'm going to add some background music. So I'm going to click on this little music note here, and you'll see there's a wide variety of different music that they have available on Anchor. So I want to go for something ominous. I can see what it sounds like here. Once I figure out what this music sounds like, I'm going to go ahead and click this check mark. Now, you're going to want to click preview with your audio so to make sure that the noise levels are how you want them, because sometimes the music's going to sound really loud, especially if you have a quiet voice. So you might want to dull down the music so that your voice really shows through. Then you'll hit apply. Once you've done that and it's done processing, you can click play and you'll be able to see how it sounds transitioning into and out of that piece of audio. And when you add music, the tricky part that you're going to have to play with is it will add a little bit of music before and after you talk. So make sure you keep that in mind. Now, the other thing you can add to your episode are transitions. So if you come down here, you can play with all sorts of transitions. Some of them are 13 seconds long, some of them are 3 seconds long, they're more like a sound effect. So I'm going to go ahead and add this transition here, and I'm going to stick it in between these two pieces of audio. Then I'm going to press play and listen to how all of that sounds together and maybe tweak things as I need to. One thing that I have found is that as I am recording a podcast or recording an oral story for classes, I'll really try to break up the recordings into different sections so that in the climax of the story, I'm able to add some ominous music, but that in other parts that are just plot development, I'm not using all of that music. It's just me talking. This gives a little bit more balance for your listeners so that they really are just hearing one portion of the story at a time. It's not as overwhelming. A great place to use um, the split function is if you want to add sound effects as well. So let's say I wanted to go into my audio and I'm going to click edit audio. And within here, let's say I get to this point right here and I talk about how a door creaks open. This would be a great place to split the audio here. And then if I save it again as multiple segments, what will happen is now, between these two segments, I can stick that sound effect of the creaking door, and then it will hop back into this next segment as well. So there's a lot of different ways you can play with this. You can always undo things as well if you're not happy with what just happened. But ultimately, that's how you edit the different pieces of audio. Again, I would not go for the whole long 30-minute recording. I would try to stick to like 1 minute at a time. And even then, if you need to cut down those 1 minutes even shorter to just 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds of recording to be able to play with things and add sound effects and music as you need to, feel free to do that. As always, click save episode. Don't forget to save your episode. And if you have any questions at all, please email me, come into class, talk to me. I can help you come up with ideas to organize things, edit things, and make sure everything comes together the way that you want it to. Also, don't forget to listen to your podcast from beginning to end. That way you make sure none of the audio got messed up, you make sure everything's in the right order, and that all the music you chose and sound effects that you chose fit what you're trying to say. I cannot wait to listen to all of your podcasts. The next episode is going to be all about how to publish your podcast so that I can see them.